Imagine having to go to school for 4 to 6 years to gain a successful career. And you're working while you're in school, but only enough to stay afloat. You graduate from school and start working in your career field only to be $40,000 in debt. And you're trying to figure out how you're going to pay that back. As a medical student, college is and can become very pricey. From paying classes, purchasing books, getting your materials. Community college is where I went to, and whether you're fresh out of high school, if you're older than an adult and you're going back to college, I feel like community college should be free. But I also feel like there should be requirements to get into the school to determine if it should be free or not. I also feel like you shouldn't have to struggle for college, especially due to the fact that inflation is steady going up. The world we live in is high, it's hard, times are hard. College education should be free, but there should still be requirements such as testing, to see where your education is, to see if you really want to do this, if this is what you're really interested in before they just take all these people in. I'm going to go over why I think school education or community college education should be free. First, we're going to speak over how you're going to pay to attend college and pay the money back. Next, we're going to speak over how families in high school situations affect college. You don't have, your family can't help you, or in high school, you don't feel like you got all the success, or you don't feel like people showed you which way you need to go. And lastly, challenges that would transpire if college was free. Being in college can become stressful and overwhelming. Some majors require more time than others. Some majors require a lot of time, a lot of focus, and if you're focusing a lot, that becomes very overwhelming and stressful because you're trying to figure out how you're going to do everything else. Depending on a major, work and school can become too much. If you feel like that you're focusing too much on school, you don't have time to work, that's becoming stressful. You're trying to figure out how you're going to pay this bill, that bill, how you're going to take care of your child, that can be stressful. You're trying to figure out how you're going to get your next meal, can also become very stressful because you can't go to work and school at the same time. If your time is studying in school, how can you do that if all your time is focusing on that career? If you succeed in school, how will you become how will you become stable? If you finish school and now you're trying to get yourself stable, you're trying to get a career, you're trying to get a house, you're trying to be financially stable, you're trying to make sure you can take care of your kids. You're trying to figure out how you're going to do that, but now you're having to pay the school back. The U.S. Census Bureau states in 2022, 20% of children live with just their mom. Only 5% live with just their dad, and 4% live with neither parent. A lot of kids grow up in a one-parent household, which make it hard to attend college because they barely made it through school. High school, middle school, elementary school with that one parent. So how are you going to go to college and afford that? A survey posted by New Jersey Business and Industry Association states 68% of children struggle with funds to attend college. 46% says that the tuition is the biggest problem with enrolling in college. 21% says laptops and technology is their issue, and 17% says books and course material, which is getting ready for the classes and all the supplies that you need is their problem. A survey by UScience, a college career readiness company, says 75% of its graduates feel unprepared to make college and career after high school. Not only do they feel like they didn't gain the information they needed to get out of school, they feel like that no one showed them the proper way. They don't know what steps to take. And everyone don't have those parents at home that can help them. So some people really depend on high school. If college was free, it would help a lot, but be very challenging. Okay. First thing I'm going to speak on is how over enrollment would skyrocket. People would enroll in school with no commitment. If they're enroll and they're not really committed to doing that, that becomes another problem with people who want to enroll and they can't. There's no space. So now this causing a problem with scheduling. Also, it would increase taxpayers' money. If there's an increase in the government, if there is an increase in taxpayer money, that means that the government is going to spend more money. If there's an increase with the government spending money, we will have to cut things such as public transportation, just small things that they're helping out with will be cut. And since speaking on some reasons why college should be free, let's take a recap. We spoke on how people are struggling to pay college from having to work and, family problems. We also spoke on how family can't afford it and high school graduates feel like they aren't successful enough to get to school or the next few steps to get through school. And lastly, we spoke on the challenges that would happen if college education was free. After hearing the pros and cons, do you feel like college education should be free?